Okay, we are rolling.
Okay, cool.
So just a few questions more about the business and all about the band and about the music.
Mhm.
Okay. So first of all, really thanks for your time.
Oh, thank you.
It's I think the last interview for this documentary.
Yeah. So saving the worst for last. Very good.
Let's start about the beginning. What was the reason for you to make music in the first place?
Well, when I was in college, I wanted to run for president of the college. Not so much because I wanted to be in politics or anything, but I figured that was the easiest way to make a complete asshole out of myself. And you know, politics, that's all about assholes. So I would always run for president every year, but instead of like going in and doing what the other candidates would do, I would just show up really drunk for debates and accuse the other. Oh.
Sorry, man, I'm gonna do a shot. Sorry about that.
Of course. We can cut together, right? Yeah.
Got some chainsaw juggling to do.
Right now?
Hold on.
Okay, we gotta make this quick. This I gotta see.
Okay.
Good luck, guys.
Yeah. It sounds like you're gonna be in more danger than we are. Okay, so I was in this. So all we would do is we go out, get really drunk, accuse the other candidates' mothers of being whores, let rats go in the cafeteria, take all the school symbols and turn them upside down. Just act like assholes. Came in last place, but I ended up having all these shirts for the political party left over afterwards. I'm like, how the hell am I gonna sell these? I know. We'll start a band and call it the same name as the political party. So we started a band. Do we need to go back to the beginning, or can we? Okay.
Next question.
Okay. No, I'll keep going with it. Okay, so we started this like punk rock band and called it the same name as a political party, and then we would have parties at the basement of my house. And we were in school, lived in downtown Philadelphia, and I would have parties there. And our philosophy was 5 bands, 5 kegs, $5. And we would pack them in. There were like 200-300 people in this shitty row house in Philadelphia. And like our shtick was we would go out and buy a couple of cartons of cigarettes and empty the cartons into a bowl. So there was always this huge bowl with hundreds of cigarettes in it. And then we twist up some joints and stick them in the bottom. So everyone knows you're gonna come over here, you pay $5, you're gonna get drunk, you're gonna be able to smoke, and you're gonna get stoned for $5. It was great. And then we'd put the bands in the basement. And I was like in more of a punk rock band back then. And there was a Bloodhound Gang already. But it was just these 5 assholes rapping over a boombox. And they were terrible. And we would have them open for the punk rock band. And they were just so awful that nobody wanted to see Bloodhound Gang. And I would put the keg behind the band. So if you want to drink, you have to see the band. And people would be standing around upstairs like, what are you guys doing? The beer's down there. Like, we're just gonna wait till Bloodhound Gang is done, and then we'll go get our beer. And I was like, ugh. So they played there twice. And they came a third time, and I was gonna tell them, look guys, nice guys, I like you a lot, but the music is just terrible and you guys can't play here anymore. And then they did something that changed everything for me. And changed my whole concept of what music was. They come in, they do their regular show. And my band's show, we would end up smashing our instruments. And this is back in the early '90s when you still get away with that. But we wouldn't just smash our instruments. We would also go out and find garbage on the street, like televisions and microwaves and shit, and we would smash that too. So the floor is all covered in broken glass and just shit. So Bloodhound Gang comes in, and they play, and they have this new guy. And I'm like, oh, well, this guy covered in tattoos, just wearing fishing waders, those rubber pants that come up to like here. So he's dancing around like a maniac while they're playing, and then he strips naked and starts rolling around on the floor in all the broken glass and shit. So the guy's covered in blood, totally naked, bloody tattoos everywhere, and then he did something I'd never seen before. He plays Switch 'em. Have you heard of the game of Switch 'em? You stick one thumb in your mouth and one thumb up your butt, and then you switch them. And I was like, that's it. I get it. Now I get the Bloodhound Gang. It's music and a show. That is amazing. That is amazing. I don't care how crap the music is. If there's a guy licking shit off his thumb, I'm there. So yeah, I was like, you know what? Sign me up. You guys can play here anytime you want, and if you want, I'm in the band. So that's how the band ended up coming together.
So do you guys have a management or do you manage this?
No, we have managers. We have some Jewish guys in New York because we're idiots and we can't figure anything on our own. We don't know anything about money, but these Jewish guys are great. Though we have managers and lawyers and accountants and all the stuff that us regular Christian guys don't know anything about.
What management to manage you as a band?
Our managers, I think they started a management company thinking that we're gonna start with these idiots and then we'll get some better bands in there and then we'll kind of make our living off managing bands. But after dealing with us, they were like, these guys are such fucking assholes. We will never manage any band ever again. So to this day, and this is like 15 years later, they still don't manage anyone but us. So we'll end up managing Guns N' Roses or U2, but they were like, you know what, that's too much, forget it.
When you
I wouldn't have anything to do with us assholes. I mean, we're fucking pricks. We end up in jail or we end up destroying shit, and we would be completely unprofitable.
I think your label is not very happy when you release an album every 6 years.
No, I would think they wouldn't be too happy either. And I think they'd be happy if we released a great album every 6 years, but they gotta wait 6 years and then we put out crap. We're worse than Guns N' Roses.
Is there a lot of discussion then and conflicts, or did they give up?
I mean, as far as with our management about us putting out an album, they will ride us and get on our asses for like 2 years. And then they're just sick of it. And they're like, you know what, we're gonna go do other stuff. You guys come up with an album or whatever, call us, and then I'll talk.
So how can we imagine the work in the studio when you pull out a new album?
The problem with the studio is we go in there and sometimes we sit down and write and some good shit comes out. 90% of the time, we go down there, we start drinking, we're trying to write, we can't come up with anything. After like 3-4 beers, we're like, fuck this, let's go to the strip club, and then we go over and look at tits.
Do you see the internet more as a promotional tool or as a piracy?
As a more...
As a piracy tool. Or have you ever downloaded illegally from the net?
According to the record label, I've never downloaded anything illegally, but I'm not Fred Durst or Fred Durst is the one that gets pissed off about it, or is that Lars Ulrich? Well, whoever the one that gets pissed off about it is, we're not them. When we first started, we were using like Pro Tools and shit, and we downloaded the software illegally to make the music. So I can't really get that mad at kids if they're downloading our music for free. But officially for the record label, when it comes to downloading, I'm against it.
Do you think it's better for band members who are close friends or who share the same musical vision?
It doesn't matter whether you're friends when you start out or whether you hate each other when you start out. Because after 5 years in a band, you're gonna hate each other anyway. So you may as well just get into it with people you can't stand because you don't want to lose your friends. If you start out hating each other, what have you lost? Nothing really.
So, are there any negative sides being input? Because I read about that you were almost 18 months on tour.
Yeah, I would say there's really, I mean, obviously there's always going to be something to complain about, but we get paid to go on stage and work for an hour and a half a night, and we're drunk when we're at work. When I look at construction workers or guys that work at McDonald's and they're working like 11, 12 hours a day doing actual work, I kind of feel like an asshole to complain that, oh, I got to get up on a stage at a festival and play for 90 minutes. Yeah. Right. If you want to, I can beschwerden about it, but I think I would seem like more of an asshole than even more of an asshole than I am.
Is Mike thinking about you now?
No, not really. And most of the time, I don't know if now with all these bands being so sober and stuff, and it being like whatever year it is now. It's not like the 80s and 90s when it was, socially acceptable for bands to get up on stage and be completely fucked up. It's not like Hendrix where you can go up on stage and play with a couple of hits of acid stuck in your headband. But that being said, yeah, we're normally so drunk on stage, we don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's an audience out there or not. Sometimes I gotta turn me around because I'm facing the wrong way.
So last question, what is success for you as a musician or as a member of a band?
Success for me is not having to go back to my old job, working the flame broiler at Burger King. And putting out an album every 5 years, probably gonna be going back to that pretty soon.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
It was
Thank you.
awesome.